Scouting Bets Week 18 is here. It is the final week of the season. Week 17 is over. It's the last week. Everyone's fighting for playoff spots. It's been a crazy season. Definitely this year with ups and downs and teams blowing leads and comebacks. Definitely been a rough couple of weeks. Even saw more craziness this week. I mean, we all know what happened in that Bills-Bengals game. That game has been postponed. They're not playing that game at all this week. The NFL still doesn't know what they're going to do with that game as of now. And Darwin Hamlin, he's still in critical condition. I mean, regular play, regular hit, routine play. See it all the time. Guy just gets up and just falls, you know. You just never know with health. And these guys are like premium top tier athletes in probably like the best physical condition that you can be. And you can just see anything can happen at any given time. But last week was pretty good. I know that TCU game, you know, was crazy, whatever. That didn't hit. The Broncos played the Chiefs, you know, harder than any other game. This just shows you that this season, anything could have happened. Broncos been struggling all season. They played the Chiefs. Should have been a blowout. You know, they show up. You know, Chiefs struggle with the Broncos. Who saw that? But before the day started, I was sitting in the Santa Fe casino parking lot, just thinking, all right, I need to do one more bet. And I remember last week, I was saying, you know, I'm thinking about taking the Packers. I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, you know, I've been losing. Like, I don't know if I could lose another one. Who knows what I might do? I might run my car straight through the casino doors. You know, I'm looking at this $1,000. I'm like, no, I can't do it. But I put one more last bet in. Hope for the best, you know, after a struggling weekend. Of course, you know, that Seahawks-Jags ticket did hit last week. That was a good hit. That was a good one. But then, you know, the last minute debating my life in the parking lot, I put in one more, and that was the one that saved me for the whole entire weekend. So I had definitely a good weekend. That Packers, riding the Packers, you know, they need these wins to go into the playoffs. And I'm like, who's playing meaningful football? The Packers and the Jags. So I rode them out. Lost my mind, 700, but it hit for another 15. So definitely a good week 17 in this one. Week 18 is nuts. So just like all the years before, what is the motivation? What's going on? Who's playing? Who's resting? That's the hard part to know in this one. But there are no Thursday games. Week 18, you have Saturday games, Titans and Jaguars. There's a lot of unknowns because one, that Bengals Bills games did throw things off. Bengals got to play right away. You know, it did throw a lot of things off. Bengals and Bills do got to play right away, but playoff implications on the line. You see here, even on the sheets, they even changed the times because the times are very important in the games. They do have the times up now, but the times these teams play are very important because if you already know the team ahead of you already locked you up or knocked you out, then you're going to take your foot off the gas. So that's very important. So I do have the times here on this ticket on the games. But one thing I noticed at the Santa Fe, and this week is pretty messed up, I would highly suggest everyone to wait before putting in bets. A lot of these money lines aren't even up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 games where the money lines aren't even on the board right now. It's insane. Giants, Eagles, that spread increased tremendously. Everyone knows the Eagles are going to win that game. Giants are already in the playoffs, so there's really no motivation for them. Eagles are going to win that game. Jalen Hurts will play in that game. Spread is -14, no money line. They do not want you to bet that game. So it's just a few things like that. You know, if these guys don't even have the money lines out, Vegas doesn't even know yet who's starting, who's sitting, who's playing, because what's the motivation on a lot of these games? But there is a lot of motivation though, because in week 18, especially in the AFC, there's a lot on the line. For the Patriots, they're on the bubble. There's a lot of bubble teams left. You know, Pats, Dolphins, Titans, Steelers, even, the Jags, even though they're in it, bubble teams. Pats need to get in with a win or a Miami loss, a Steelers loss, and a Jags win. Dolphins get in with a win, plus a Patriots loss, and Jags, just in case they do lose against the Titans. Titans can actually get into the playoffs if they beat the Jags. But they're down to their third string quarterback. I don't really know if that happens, but I definitely like the Jags in that one. But Titans can get in. Who knows if Derrick Henry goes ham with the running game? You never know. But even if they do lose, the Jags can still get that that 7th seed with a Miami loss, a New England loss, and a Pittsburgh loss. But one thing I do like, the NFL did schedule all the important games to play all at the same time. So if teams are going for home field advantage, this and that, they're all playing for the most part at the same time. But a lot of these spreads has changed. Yesterday I was going to put in for the Cowboys, against the Commanders. Cowboys still have a chance at home field. I'm like, all right, Cowboys -3. Commanders, out of the playoffs, Carson Wentz. I'll take that. By the time I go to the board, spread shot up to 7.5. I'm like, whoa. I gotta wait off on that one. Same thing. I see Vikings -2. I'm like, okay, Vikings -2, Bears, same thing, home field advantage. They play in the morning, 10 a.m. Okay, all right. I might take that. Spread shot up to 8. Whoa, same thing. Whoa. I got to slow down there. Also, Dolphins went from -2 to now they're +1. So everyone's putting their money on the Jets. I get it. Tua's not going to play in that game. It doesn't look like Tua's going to play at all. Probably shouldn't play for the rest of the season, which sucks because I thought the Dolphins really had a shot at making a run this year with that guy, but too many concussions. I just think, it's just not good for his health. But I think even with a Teddy Bridgewater, the Dolphins should win that game. But all the money right now is coming on the Jets. I get it. Jets have a good defense. In a game where about pride, Jets are on a losing streak. Are they going to finish out the season with a loss? Maybe, maybe not. But, with meaningful football. Listen, and the Dolphins still have one of the best wide receiver cores in the league. I would have to roll the dice and take the Dolphins in that one. As well. But my best advice for this week is honestly just wait, find out more information because there isn't enough. Right now I just put in one ticket because these lines are moving. I don't see the money lines. There's games that I want to take the money lines and they're just not there because of the spreads. But so far this week, I don't have much for you in week 18, pretty much waiting for the playoffs. But I only put in one ticket so far that just made sense. Now, I may do another version of this, but once again, meaningful football, who needs to win, who needs to get in, and I'm taking the bubble teams fighting for those wild card spots. So far, I only have one ticket for this week, and maybe I should just stop at this one ticket, but Jaguars this Saturday, Jaguars Titans. Not going with the spread just because I don't know what's going to happen in that game. Jags are home. Jags are technically in the playoffs right now, but the Titans can get into the playoffs with a win. So that does scare me a little bit, but I'm just taking Jags money line on Saturday to beat the Titans at home. Jags are hot. They're playing hot. They're trying to get that winning culture. So I think they're going to play hard to win that game. I just don't know about putting up 6.5 on that one. And then the Seahawks. Seahawks right now, -7 against the Rams. Seahawks need that win to get into the playoffs as well. So I like the Seahawks money line, not with the spread, just because Baker Mayfield, let's be honest, he's playing for a job. So who knows? The Rams, I think, are still going to be motivated to play and to win. Despite what their season is, especially with their coaching. I just think their culture, they're just not going to lay down and fold over. But I like the Seahawks at home to get into the playoffs to win. And I'm riding with the Dolphins. I know Tua's not playing, Teddy Bridgewater, but the Jets have been bad. The Jets, I think, have been, averaging 12 points a game. You have one of the best wide receiver cores in the league. Tua, Teddy Bridgewater, or not, the Dolphins at home. I mean, to get into the playoffs, you need to win that game, and you play early in the morning at 10 a.m. So far, that is the only ticket that I have so far. But one thing I'll tell you I do like, there are a few teams that I do like, just to tell you to win. I love the Packers. Once again, I don't know about the -5, just because the Lions do play everyone tough, and the Lions still has a chance to get into the playoff. I love the Packers there, though. I think I'm going to do Packers money line. I'm going to put it on maybe a 2 or a 3-teamer. I don't know. But teams I do like, I like the Seahawks. I like the Dolphins. I like the Packers. I like the Cowboys. Home field advantage still on the line. I like the Vikings as well. And these are, the morning games. I like the Vikings there. Who else? And so far, and here's another thing that I need to figure out. I like the Colts, believe it or not. The Texans, why would you want to win and try to mess up to get the first round pick? Now, I know they have 2 wins, and I know the Bears have 3 wins. So I'm not 100% certain, if you guys can help me out, I'm not 100% certain if the Texans win and the Bears lose, I think they still may get the number 1 pick. I am not certain about that, because I believe the Texans also had a tie earlier in the season. So Bears have 3 wins, and let's say the Bears lose. I don't know how that tie comes into play. I think with the tie, I'm not certain if the Bears would take that number 1 pick or not. But why risk it? Why, to tiebreakers and this and that? So I really think the Texans are just going to mail it in and probably lose that game. It just doesn't make sense to win that game at all. I get it, pride and all that, but from a business standpoint, it doesn't make sense. So I also like the Colts there. But honestly, I just need more information. There's just not enough information yet to see who's playing, who's not. Certain quotes came out. I mean, Buccaneers, Tom Brady said that he still wants to play this and that. But if you look at the quotes with the team, they're just happy that they made it, that they're in the playoffs. So I think Brady might play in that game for maybe a half or maybe a quarter. But all signs say that they're probably going to lay over and the Falcons might win that game. But you just don't know. I just need to know what is these teams' playing times and what's their motivations. But teams that are in the playoffs, pretty much things are locked up. I'm not messing with them whatsoever. The for instance, 49ers are -14.5, no money line. Cardinals on their 4th different quarterback. I'm not. Yeah, should the 49ers win? But, are they going to show up, lay over? I don't know. So I'm not touching those games, guys. Just, I would say, be conservative this week. Wait for those money lines to come out and see. There's just not enough info. But so far, I'm locked in with the Jags, Seahawks, and Dolphins. The other team that I really like is definitely Packers money line. Who knows? Maybe I should just do Packers and... I don't know. Maybe I think this is just a money line week where I just money line the Packers, Cowboys, and Vikings. 3-teamer. I think that's probably going to be my my next move. But we'll know what the playoffs happen. Who knows what's going to happen with that extra game with Bengals and the Bills. Also, the NFL still doesn't know. Darwin Hamlin, hope he has the best. But football still has to go on. Betting still has to go on. Guys, good luck. Got 1 ticket so far. Playoffs are coming up, but let's see who makes it. Let's see who doesn't. Scouting bets here. I'm going to go to Santa Fe and get my money right now, but please please subscribe. Thank you for still supporting. I know it's been a rough couple of weeks, but let's see if we can go on a playoff run, building off last week. But please please subscribe. Scouting Bets.